Hello and welcome into Tippin Gymnasium on the campus of Clarion, University of Pennsylvania. Hello everybody, I'm Zach Prosba, and joining me tonight is Damon Matson, where tonight we'll be seeing the California Vulcan men's basketball team take on the Clarion Golden Eagles in a PSAC Western Division matchup. And before we get into this matchup tonight, Damon, we'll look at the last game for both of these teams. We'll start with California taking on their rival IUP in a nationally broadcast game, taking on the defending national runner-up. And California stuck with IUP early on before just falling away towards the end of that one.
Yeah, it was a tough loss because they were competitive for the most part through that entire game up till the very end, as you see by that score right there. So both these teams coming off of tough losses. As a matter of fact, though, Clarion losing, as you can see there, to Seton Hill in double overtime, 97-94.
Yeah, and you have to imagine how much double overtime plays in this one, not only from the loss factor, but from the fatigue factor. It's been a couple days, yeah, but you have to wonder how much rest these players have actually gotten. We'll look at the last time these two teams met. It was back at California. We did not do a CUTV shoot for this one due to our director having medical concerns. And the last time that these two squads met, Cal lost yet again, and I actually did not update it on the stat sheet that I provided you, Damon, but California came away with a loss in that one. I believe it was 71-58, and right now we're going to pause for the national anthem. And we are back, and now we'll talk about the last meeting. We did not realize that they were going to do another national anthem prior to this contest. Clarion, 71-58 victory over California. California, they struggle with the full court press that Clarion runs. They just were not able to pull out the offense in that one.
That's right, yeah, and they did implement that full court press in that last game, which resulted in the victory for Clarion. So we're going to have to find out if the Vulcans have adjusted for that as far as this game goes.
And we'll look at the tail of the tape now. Clarion, that offense leads to explosive play due to the 76.6 points per game that they have. They do give up 73 points a game, whereas California gives up 75 points a game. So then we're going to see a lot of offense here tonight, Damon.
Yeah, it should be up and down action. Both these teams really use their offense to their advantage and try to get up and down the court, put points on the board, and whoever's team I think has the better defense tonight is going to get the victory. If you can shut down the other team's offense even just enough to get a lead, you could come out with the win in this one.
Yeah, one lost possession could really make the difference in the game. We'll go ahead and run down the starting lineups now for California. It's Khalil Jabi, Richard Smith, Tony Richardson, Nick Miller, and Luka Anchusik, the same five that went against IUP. And for Clarion, it's BJ Andrews, Andre Anthony, Rob Agurs, DeAndre Terrell, and Tim Gill. But Clarion, they go to their bench a lot. Coach Marcus Williams, his second year at the helm, he goes to his bench a lot, and everybody that comes in contributes in a way. You don't see that on a lot of teams, David.
That's right. When they get that kind of contribution from their bench, you can really start just about anybody and then just work in and out depending on the game situation. And especially with Clarion, I did notice for them as a team, they have a major size advantage. They have at least three big men that I noticed during warm-ups that can slam that ball into the hoop. So they got the size advantage as well, and they can interchange pieces and make it work depending on the game.
We hear the final pump up, the Let's Get Ready to Rumble song coming on, and I'm starting to get pumped up a little bit too, myself. Now I'm thinking I want to watch Space Jam though, of course, because this song is in Space Jam. Maybe we'll see, hopefully we won't see a Space Jam box score tonight. That would be quite an offensive performance.
That's right, we think these two teams are gonna put up some points, but I don't quite think we're gonna get that far as it goes. Now, I would be okay to see a couple Space Jams into the hoop, if you know what I mean, a couple cool slam dunks as we go through this one. That would be something to see.
Hey, Richard Smith, he's been doing it over the entire season, really heating up. And Tony Richardson, he's always good for one every once in a while. Of course, last year in this gymnasium, Tony Richardson, as a freshman, went in for a really spectacular dunk, and he missed it. So hopefully that does not haunt him in this game. We're about ready for a tip. It'll be Smith against Gill. Gill wins it, and we're underway. Clarion in their home white, California in the visiting reds. With it now is Agurs, top of the key, throws it over to Anthony and back to Agurs. Agurs looking for an outlet into the corner for Anthony. Rise the baseline, now long pass into the corner. That's a three for Clarion, that's BJ Andrews, no good. Rebound collected in by Tony Richardson.
And good defense by the Vulcans there around the perimeter, not letting Clarion get any passing lanes or even dribble to the basket to start the game. Good defense.
Richardson with it, top of the key. Looking for a pass, now he's gonna go into the hoop. Nice layup, no good. And it's rebounded by Tim Gill. Now long pass down low. That's DeAndre Terrell. Shot no good. Rebounded by Tony Richardson again.
And good vision right there for Clarion, and Andre Anthony passing that one down. Saw his man open underneath the basket, tried to get it to him. Just nothing worked right there.
And Jusik with it. Gets a screen from Richardson. Backs back out. Now he's trapped down low. Richardson loses the ball. Taken away by Agurs. And now a foul is going to be called here against California. We'll see who it goes on.
I think that might actually went against Andjusic. I'm not quite sure, but he looked pretty upset after the play was over.
And it is against Andjusic because they just put it on the scoreboard now. It's the first foul for California about a minute and 10 seconds into this. Still no points on the board for these two dynamic offenses.
And both teams seem to be focusing on the defensive side right off the bat, try to stop the other.
Andre Anthony for three, no good. Smith tips the board out. Andrews collects it in the corner though, so Clarion will maintain possession. Agurs to Anthony. Agurs back with it. Down low, that's Gill. There's gonna be a foul called. This one's going on Richard Smith. That's his first in two fouls in the span of about 25 seconds for California.
And that one was away from the ball right there. I think he was trying to box out a player right there and prevent Clarion from setting anything up off of the rebound.
Andrews with it. Anthony. Agurs on the far wing, guarded by Miller. Andrews working the perimeter is Clarion now. DeAndre Terrell had a contested shot, no up and down for that. Richardson with the rebound, but there's going to be a foul called here against Clarion. I believe this one's going against Tim Gill.
And that was an interesting play right there because it looked like Terrell did go up down, but I guess no call on that one. But California does get the ball back.
And there's actually no foul against Clarion. I think it may have hit the wire that connects the backboard to the rim. Now a foul will be called. This one is going on DeAndre Terrell. His first. So Miller lost the ball, but from behind he was hit. And on that up down from Terrell, I think as he went up, Miller may have touched the ball, and that's why they didn't call that. They kind of consider that a block.
Probably why he was able to get up and get the ball back and then go down without anything, or without having to worry about it. He knew that it wasn't going to get called on him.
And Jusik to Smith, take the shot, and it's no good. Now we're going to have a 3-second violation against Tony Richardson. So I'll send the ball back towards the Golden Eagles side. 17:39 remaining in the first half.
And who would have expected this? We're already about 2.5 minutes through this game talking about these offenses and no points yet on the board.
Exactly how the women's game started that you and I both called in separate platforms. A very slow start for both teams before California ended up heating up for a 20-point victory. Andrews going to take a three. It's up and good. First points on the board.
And a good start of the scoring night for Clarion there. Andrews with just a good look on that three-point shot, and easy, nothing but net on that.
BJ Andrews is only a junior, but it seems over the years he's really been a pain to the Vulcans. Nice alley-oop, Richard Smith. There's the Space Jam dunk you were looking for, Damon.
I like the start. I like the start a lot, and Richard Smith doing a good job.
Ball out of bounds off of Clarion and went out of BJ Andrews as Gers was looking for a long pass. Tried to go down low, but California will take back over. 16:55 to go, down by 1.
And the Vulcans catch a break. Of course, the first 2 points with the slam dunk by Richard Smith, and now they could try to add to that. They're on the board, keep the momentum rolling.
Jabby caught in a crowd, loses the ball. Gers with it. Now he gets the slam on the other end. It's 5-2 Clarion.
And that's something you don't want to do after getting a slam dunk. Give up one to Clarion as well.
Jabby loses the ball. Smith ends up with it. Back out for Jabby. I mentioned California struggles with the full court press that Clarion runs out there. Seems they're doing the same thing again tonight. 12 to shoot for the Vulcans. Smith, long 2. It's no good, just rims out. Gers with the rebound.
That's tough because Richard Smith had a really wide open look right there, couldn't make it.
Anthony, his running jumper is good.
And that's what the missed opportunities might hurt you if you're the Vulcans. You got to make those open shots or else Clarion's going to come up the court and take advantage of it and get a couple points of their own.
Jabby going in. Floater is good. Coach Marcus Williams for Clarion wanted to travel, but the ref didn't see anything. Jabby gets the points.
And a three-point shot right there. BJ Andrews, 2 3-pointers already.
We're going to stop it here. Timeout taken by Bill Brown. Not even 5 minutes into the game. 15:45 left. It'll also serve as the first media timeout. A 10-4 Clarion lead as that offense, after a little bit of a dry spell in the last minute and a half, has caught fire. As now we'll look at the PSAC West standings. Clarion right now, middle of the pack. They are in the 5th spot. And Pitt Johnstown did defeat Seton Hill today, right above them. Edinburgh was defeated by Mercyhurst, a very lopsided score. Edinburgh only held to 47 points. And IUP playing Gannon as we speak right now, 7:30 on a Saturday night.
Yeah, so it's pretty much a must-win for Clarion if they want to keep up in the standings. There's a couple of the highlights that we've seen so far. BJ Andrews coming out with a lot of fire, going 2 3-point shots. That one fell right there. California getting on the board with Richard Smith getting the Space Jam dunk. We might as well call it that tonight since we got that pump-up music start up. But Clarion has just used that full court press, forced the Vulcans into a couple of turnovers and taken advantage. Khalil Jabby getting the last lay-in for the Vulcans right there. Nice touch on that. And then once again, BJ Andrews with another 3-point that went through, and that caused California to call the timeout.
And I actually didn't even see BJ Andrews attempt that 3-pointer because I was still marking down Jabby's basket. Look back up, and the ref threw up the 3-point signal. That's a good thing you saw it, or we both would have been caught blindsided by that basket. As Clarion, they're just running up and down the court so far. We're going to have a couple subs come in for Clarion. Justin Grant and Akeem Williams are in. Out is Tim Gill and DeAndre Terrell. Jabby with it. Gets a screen from Richard Smith. Now down low for Smith. And Susie, that's Miller for 3. It's good. Nick Miller on the board.
That's a good response right there. After Andrews getting the 3-pointer, Miller able to get one of his own.
Now a shot taken by Grant. That's no good. Rebounded by Smith. Jabby will bring it up for the Vulcans in a quick turnaround. Down low pass is tipped. There's going to be a foul call down low, though, against Clarion, so this will stay with California. It'll be on Justin Grant, his first, team second.
And it is quite impressive so far as we keep trying to mark down the stats as we go through this game. Clarion playing that full court press style on defense, but when they get the ball back off of a California score turnover, they go right after it.
Jabby for 3, just rims out. Collected in by Akeem Williams. That would have knotted this one up had it gone in. Gers on the other side. Wild shot over behind the backboard. Grant with the board. Anthony now to Andrews. Clarion will reset, 15 to shoot, 14:48 left. Coach Marcus Williams calling out the plays. We're going to see Cameron Grumley check in. Gers, long pass. Andrews, contested 3 by Miller. It's up and good.
It looks looks like Andrews is locked in tonight. 9 points already in this game, all 3-pointers.
Jabby, long pass, Miller, 3 of his own. And it does not get the friendly roll. Bounced around a little bit, does not fall. Would have been a big matchup had they traded 3-point baskets. Still a 6-point game though. Andrews, down low for Grant. Agers in the corner, Anthony for 3. No good, rebounded by Andjusic. Andjusic stops his progress, now runs into Tony Richardson. Gives it over to Jabby. Jabby on the far wing. And now we're gonna get a foul called against Clarion here. This is going on Akeem Williams.
Yeah, and a good job right there.
Or, excuse me, this is actually going to be a double foul. In 4 years of broadcasting for CUTV, I have never once seen a double foul called. It goes against Richardson and Akeem Williams. That is the first on Richardson and the first on Williams. And now each team has 3 team fouls with 13:44 left.
Well, both guys being very aggressive under the net right there, and I guess they were both pushing and shoving enough to both get called for the foul.
It's kind of like in football, the unsportsmanlike conduct. You call on both sides. Sometimes you only see one. There was both. Jabby's layup, not good. Richardson with the offensive board. His layup, no good, but he'll go to the line for 2 shots. Foul is going to go on Williams. That's his second in as many possessions, really, for California. Not a bad foul, I guess you could say. There was Tony Richardson, only 43% at the line this year.
Yeah, he's had some tough times with that, even last year and also coming into this year, but hopefully tonight he may be able to find a little bit of a spark. And this is a good opportunity for the Vulcans to get back into it right here.
And he makes the first. And that's his first point of the contest. 13-8 Clarion lead now. Grumley is in. We see Agers check out. The second. Off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Grant. Now Grumley. Caught in the corner. Guarded by Andjusic. Now throws it over to Anthony. Now Andrews. We're going to see Cordell Smith and Drew Cook check in at the next stop. Grumley in the near wing, down low Williams. Now open, long 2 for Anthony. No good. Rebounded by Richard Smith.
And that's what you want to see right there, Richard Smith making his place under the net and getting those rebounds. When Clarion doesn't make those shot attempts, he's there to pick it up for the Vulcans and bring it back to the other end.
Now Jabby spins around looking for an outlet. Finds Andjusic. Andjusic gets a screen from Richardson. Now pass it over to Richard Smith, and there's going to be a travel called against Richard Smith. The hook falls in, but it will not count. 12:41 to go. Cook and Cordell Smith come in for Andjusic and Miller. Anthony is out for RJ Laugand for Clarion.
Just a quick side note, we talk about Cameron Grumley being on the court for Clarion. He actually went to, as we see here, Johnsonburg High School, not that far away from my hometown of Brockway. I got to see him play basketball a little bit against my school in high school.
Now Grumley running in here, passes back out to Andrews. I don't think I'm going to be seeing anybody that I ever saw in high school up here, of course, being from Georgia. If they're up here, then I don't know what they're doing. They must like the snow like me or something. Now Andrews right along the baseline, loses the ball. Richard Smith comes up with it, takeaway there for the Vulcans.
That's what you need if you're the Vulcans again, too. Not only get the pressure and get the rebounds, get the steals when you have the opportunity to.
Jabby, Drew Cook. Now thought about Cordell Smith. Andrews cut it off, but Cordell gets the ball anyways. Jabby, open for a 3. No good. Rebounded by Grumley, and he's hit by Richardson. A late foul call. I think they got the embellishment from Grumley to get that foul. That's the second on Richardson, and that will take us to our media timeout with 11:50 to go. We'll take a quick break. When we return, Vulcans down by 5, looking to come back on CUTV.
With CalU's 6 on-campus residence halls and Vulcan Village's garden-style apartment complex, University Housing offers the very best value in service, convenience, privacy, and security. On-campus students will have easy access to classrooms, the newly renovated Natali Student Center, and a variety of activities across campus. University Housing Properties includes all utilities, Other common amenities to all properties are fully furnished rooms, high-def cable TV, high-speed Wi-Fi access, and live-in professional staff. Vulcan Village also includes a full kitchen and laundry room. The property has a 24/7 fitness center, convenient shuttle service, and an outdoor seasonal saltwater pool. Model rooms and tours are available. Stop in the University Housing Office or contact us by phone or email to learn more.
And we return here on CUTV. The California Vulcans down 13-8 to the home Clarion Golden Eagles. When we come back, Nate Belhigh is into the game for Tony Richardson for the Vulcans. And for Clarion, Grumley still in. Agers and Gill check back in. Andrews and Williams are out. Maybe that'll help if Andrews is out for the California effort. Now ball tipped out of bounds by Richard Smith. Will still be Clarion possession.
Yeah, B.J. Andrews having a heck of a game so far. 9 points and all of them on 3-point shots. So he has been very deadly from long range against the Vulcans so far.
Cordell Smith working on Grumley. Pass to Grant. Laugen to Gill. Loses the ball, but he has it back. Working the baseline against Belhigh. Belhigh, good defense down low. 1 second to shoot. Gill gets it off. Hook is good.
And good defense right there, though, by Belhigh. Unfortunately, Gill just has a size advantage. Pushed his way underneath the basket, and at the last second before the shot clock expired, nice hook shot for 2.
Cook to Jabby. Jabby loses the ball. Now a foul is going to be called against Khalil Jabby, so it'll be Clarion ball. As Khalil Jabby lost the ball, him and Agers were going for it, and they'll call the foul against California and give Clarion the ball back down, or up by 7 with 11:02 left.
Looked like Agers didn't even really know where the ball was, and Jabby was trying to go for it, and as he was, he might have just grabbed Agers' jersey and got the foul called on him.
Grant down low for Gill. Working on Belhigh again. Back out Grant. Nice passing here. Laugen over to Grant. His shot contested, but Belhigh will be called for the foul. And Grant will go to the line for 2 shots. That's the first on Belhigh.
And Belhigh trying to get all ball right there. He did get a good piece of it, but he did get part of the arm as well, which will send Grant to the line then after that shot attempt. And already California 6 team fouls in the game so far. 10:42 remaining in the first half.
The first for Grant up, and it just rims out. And this is a way for California to get back in. If you send Clarion to the free throw line and they miss, that's basically an empty possession for them. However, Clarion is in the bonus, 1-1 for the rest of the half. Second, no good as well, rebounded by Richard Smith.
Yeah, you gotta be careful now that they are in the bonus. Be careful where you give those fouls off at.
Now Cordell Smith, one pass over, Drew Cook. The problem with Clarion's defense, California having to do a lot of long passes that could be intercepted by Clarion. Now in the corner, Cook, Jabby, down low, Richard Smith, turns around, he's at the basket, back in the corner, Cook. Tipped out of bounds by Laugen. This defense for Clarion, we mentioned their offense is their best aspect, but it seems every time that we see them, their defense is really good.
They're aggressive, they're guarding the perimeter very well. They're trying to make California force them into some really tough passes that are going to cause those turnovers, those long passes that they can make a steal on.
And Jusik comes in for Jabby. Now Cordell Smith, corner 3, just rims out. That would have been a pretty shot had it fallen in. Agers with the rebound. He'll bring it up for the Golden Eagles. Into the corner, Laugen. 10 minutes left to go here. Now the foul committed by Belhigh against Gill. That'll send Gill to the line for 1-1. That's Belhigh's second, so we'll probably see him come out of the game. We're going to see Dombrowski check in.
And Belhigh being aggressive down low against Gill. Gill does have a couple inches there on Belhigh. Gill being 6'8", Belhigh 6'6", so they're fairly even as far as height goes, but you got to be aggressive on somebody like Gill, who's just a force down low.
And Belhigh coming off the court, visibly upset about that foul call. And I can understand why, as the first free throw is no good. Rebounded by Jusik, so another empty possession for Clarion. California's got to get it on the offensive side.
Yeah, they need to start putting up points. They're staying in it right now, only down by 7, but they need to get some points on the board and make it a little bit closer, more manageable.
And Jusik. Cordell Smith down low, Richard Smith. Dombrowski, his floater, no good. Offensive board, Dombrowski. Now Cordell Smith open for a 3 near wing. No good. Rebounded by Eggers. Clarion on the run again, coming up quickly. It's 4-on-3. Pass for Grant goes to Gill's hands. His shot, no good, but he will be fouled going up. We'll see who this one goes on. And it's going on number 10, Drew Cook.
And there's where, if you're the Vulcans, you can't afford to miss those opportunities. They got their own offensive board. They got another shot off. Nothing fell for them. Clarion went back up the court, and because of how aggressive they've been, using that speed, getting up there, Vulcans, another foul on them, and Clarion with a chance to go to the free throw line.
Cal shooting 25% so far through this game. Gill's free throw no good. On the year, only 55%. Terrell, Anthony, and Andrews come back in. Grumley, Grant, and Eggers check out.
And there's those full cell changes that Clarion likes to do. They can use everybody and anybody on their bench, depending what the coach wants to do, and this time putting 3 new guys on the court.
Gill's free throw no good, rebounded by Richard Smith. That is 5 consecutive free throw misses for Clarion right now. They come in only shooting about 66% on the year for free throws. Very similar to California. Now Dombrowski gets to Andrzejczyk. 12 to shoot, 9:10 to go. Andrzejczyk driving in. Dombrowski, Andrzejczyk. He'll take a fadeaway jumper. No good. And brought in by Anthony for the rebound. Andrews. Anthony with it. Clarion slowing it down a little bit. Trying to get possession of points here, even though they're holding California to nothing on the offensive side. Anthony in the corner. Andrews, 6 to shoot. Now he'll take a long 2. No good. Offensive board, Tim Gill, as there's a good box out by Laugen on Drew Cook.
Yeah, that time Clarion playing a little defense on their offensive side of the ball, trying to get their offensive boards.
Now going in, Anthony, his floater is up and good.
And in the process, knocking down a Vulcan as he was going to the basket right there, so being very aggressive to get those 2 points and extend the lead for Clarion.
And that was Drew Cook. I think he was trying to buy an offensive foul call there. Smith to Richard Smith. Down low, Dombrowski, layup. It's good. Nice passing there for the Vulcans.
That's what you need, good passing, get those easy layups and get the points. Keep getting points on the board.
Gill loses the ball. Cordell Smith comes up with the steal. He'll try to weave through the defense now. Foul will be called on Laugen. That will be his first, team 5th. Still 1 more to give before Cal's in the bonus, so California will just hold on to possession. That's also our 3rd media timeout, 7:45 left. 17-10 Clarion lead. And Damon in this one, California's starting to get the stops they need. Just the offense isn't there right now.
That's right. Any of the shots they've taken so far haven't really fell in. I mean, they've had a couple of good, that last play right there, the great passing set it up for the easy lay-in. But some of those shots, even if they are contested, you've got to get some of those to fall, at least make it a little more manageable of a score that you can keep up with.
And we'll look at the stat rankings for both of these teams. You see the big difference in each of those ones, defense and offense. Clarion, like I said, middle of the pack kind of team. Honestly, the mindset going to this one, though, is this is really the team California should be. They were picked to finish 5th in the preseason poll, and right now Clarion, they're kind of right there in that position. I think this is the team California could be with the potential they have. They just have not had some of the plays go the right way over the games they have played this year.
And here's a few of those plays that we've seen tonight. Again, trading threes back and forth a little bit at the beginning of this half. And then Clarion kind of settled it down. They've been using the board play. They've been down underneath the basket. Gill using his size to his advantage. A nice hook shot right there helped extend this lead for Clarion. California has still been hanging around just a little bit in this game, making sure that Clarion doesn't run away with it. They're playing good defense on the perimeter, but here Andre Anthony finding a little bit of a lane, knocking over Drew Cook as he went to the basket. But again, California doing what they can. Nice passing right here as Josh Dombrowski getting the easy lay-in, which leads us to where we are now, 17-10.
And this is not terribly far away for the Vulcans to be able to catch up to Clarion. They just need to get the defensive stop still and have some buckets fall in for them. Cook inbounds it to Cordell Smith. Down low, Daniel Sapp, who's into the game. Now Andrzejczyk going to take a 3. It's good. Luka Andrzejczyk makes it a 4-point game.
And there's that contested shot you need to make whenever you can. And right there, Andrzejczyk, who's been good most of the season, getting the 3 points and bringing it back within 4.
Sapp is in for Richard Smith, so California going with a small lineup. Andrews going to the basket. His layup no good. Sapp tips it out. Drew Cook gets the rebound. California will bring it up. Andrzejczyk, down low pass. Cordell Smith, nice passing to Sapp. Loses the ball, turns around, layup, no good. Offensive board to Sapp on the ground. Jump ball favors California.
That's good aggressive play right there by Sapp. He's the only one underneath the basket with 4 Clarion players going after that ball as well. He kind of lost the handle on the rebound, but as he fell down, found it and was able to tuck it into his body so the Clarion wasn't able to pick that up and get the ball back.
7:08 left here in the first half. 4-point lead for Clarion. Cook inbounds. Daniel Sapp down low and one coming. Daniel Sapp.
Well, you gotta love the play by Daniel Sapp right now. Just subs in, and he's playing aggressive as he can be right now. Underneath the basket, gets the inbounds, gets fouled, still makes the shot, and now has a chance to make it a 3-point play. And you talk about it being a manageable score. The Vulcans down by 2.
And that foul was on B.J. Andrews, his first. Sapp at the line this year, 45%. The free throw, no good. And Jusic almost got that offensive board, but Agurs comes down with it, who's back into the game. Terrell also back in for the Golden Eagles, who has it now. You see the starting 5 out there for the Golden Eagles, actually. Now Agurs, tip pass, goes to Terrell, his 3-ball, no good. And over the backboard, nothing called. Gill saves it though, and it goes right in the hands of Cordell Smith. He's gonna speed down the court. Go around the defenders, throw it up, no good. Out of bounds off of Agurs though. If it went off his leg, Cal will maintain possession.
Good dribbling right there by Cordell Smith. He had that ball on a fast break right there. Had to dribble around 2 Clarion defenders. Got it knocked out of his hands as he was going for the layup, but off of the Clarion defender so that the California Vulcans hold possession.
And California can tie it or take the lead on this possession. In the corner, and Jusic 4-3 for the lead. It's good. 8-0 run for the Vulcans.
And you'll take it. It was a manageable score to come back from down 17-10, and they took advantage. That's all you need. Those runs right there where you can just hold them on defense and score quickly.
Clarion has been on a scoring drought, I want to say about 5 minutes now. Andrews, top of the key, he'll move in. Working on Sapp, he's right in the baseline, into the corner. Anthony for 3 for the lead. No good. Rebounded out of bounds. It'll be Clarion ball. It looks like Cook may have tipped it out. 6:09 to go.
Yeah, that's a tough play right there for Drew Cook going up against Tim Gill for the rebound. He just did what he could, jumped as high as he possibly could, and knocked it out of bounds.
Terrell to Anthony, fresh shot clock. Down low, that's Terrell. His free spin around floater, no good. And out of bounds, off of Drew Cook yet again. Clarion getting a lot of lucky bounces, and eventually they're going to cash in on these opportunities. We're going to see Jabby come in for Cook. Jabby a little bit better ball handler than Cook, I think. Maybe try and get those rebounds.
Yeah, just unlucky too. Cook had the basketball in his hand both times, and it just rolled off as he was fighting off the Clarion offenders.
Tim Gill, layup, no good. Tipped around, and Cordell Smith comes with the rebound. Empty possessions, 3 of them right there for Clarion. Now Jabby with it in the near wing, guarded by Agurs. Now Jabby dribbling around, he'll step in. And that one is intercepted by B.J. Andrews, who just throws a palm up there and grabs the ball. Now Terrell can't handle it. It's stolen away by Cordell Smith. It's 4-on-1 for the Vulcans. Over to Richard Smith, down low, and Jusic layup, no good. And Jusic offensive board, still no good. Sapp comes up with it. Now Cordell Smith and Jusic, down low, Richard Smith. California does not take advantage of a 4-on-1 opportunity. Now they'll have to reset with a 1-point lead. 5:08 left in the first half. Sapp gonna take a 3. It's good. And they're actually calling this a 2. The ref is saying he was on the line for 2, so 20-17.
Unreal play right there, though. California, a 4-on-1 attempt at a layup. Weren't able to get it as they tried to pass it around a little too much. Turned out all right, though, because Sapp got the 2, and now we got a whistle.
And that's an offensive foul on Tim Gill. That's his first as he was trying to move bodies around. Nick Miller will come in for the Vulcans. And Damon, this is a 10-0 run for the Vulcans right now. Their offense starting to catch fire, and their defense has played astounding over the last 5 minutes or so.
Right, and they're even able to make up for their mistakes. That missed layup attempt with 4-on-1, they still got the 2 points, almost a 3-point shot there for Sapp.
Now Sapp, Richard Smith, dunk coming.
And Space Jam once again, Richard Smith making it happen.
Now a Gers, and that's going to be a blocking foul against Andjusic. Looks like a Gers just went and knocked into the hip of Andjusic. That will be Luca's second foul. 4:33 left in the half. Looks like he'll stay in though. Gers at the line.
And the Gers with an opportunity now to snap this 12-0 run that the Vulcans have been on, and he is able to do it right there. First free throw attempt is good.
And that's the first made free throw attempt in 6 opportunities for Clarion as well. They had missed their first 5. They're now shooting 16.7% at the line after that one. The second is good as well, makes it 22-19.
And that might be the slump buster for Clarion. Get those 2 free throws to go and try to get the lead back.
Jabby will bring it up for the Vulcans. Working on Terrell. Nice dribble moves here. Now going straight to the basket. Layup, no good, but he'll go to the line for 2. Khalil Jabby, the best free throw shooter California has.
And Khalil Jabby upset. He thought he should have been able to make that layup going to the basket, make it a 3-point play possibly, but at least he'll get the 2 foul shot opportunities. And you're right, best free throw shooter for the Vulcans. That's who you want out there at the line right now.
That foul is on Terrell, his second, team 8th. Clarion in the double bonus right now. California in the 1-and-1s. This will be a 2-shot foul. The first just rims out though, so Khalil Jabby not able to put that one home.
Yeah, he has 2 points on the night. I know our last broadcast that we covered here on CUTV last Saturday, he even had trouble scoring a little bit. So I feel like he's going to be a key to the Vulcans' success or not tonight, is if he can get those points on the board.
The second free throw. No good as well, misses both. Very rare occurrence for Khalil Jabby. Empty possession for the Vulcans. Cordell Smith back in for Luka Andjusic. About 10 seconds from the final media timeout. Now ball tipped by Jabby, gathered in. Andrews, Anthony, 10 to shoot. Larry Johnson Jr. out on the court for Clarion. 5 to shoot. Eggers going to the hoop. And now it's tipped out of bounds. It'll be Clarion ball, 3:54 to go. 2 seconds to shoot though. Clarion is gonna have some time to draw up a play though, because this is the final media timeout. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll see if Clarion can convert when we return on CUTV.
With CalU's 6 on-campus residence halls and Vulcan Village's garden-style apartment complex, University Housing offers the very best value in service, convenience, privacy, and security. On-campus students will have easy access to classrooms, the newly renovated Natali Student Center, and a variety of activities across campus. University Housing Properties includes all utilities. Other common amenities to all properties are fully furnished rooms, high-def cable TV, high-speed Wi-Fi access, and live-in professional staff. Vulcan Village also includes a full kitchen and laundry room. The property has a 24/7 fitness center, convenient shuttle service, and an outdoor seasonal saltwater pool. Model rooms and tours are available. Stop in the University Housing Office or contact us by phone or email to learn more.
And we are back. Clarion will have possession of the ball. Only 2 seconds to shoot though, Damon. 3:54 remaining in the first half. Down by 3. Clarion, they did have time though during that media timeout to draw something up. So we'll see what they come out with.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to be happy they had that time, because California playing pretty good lockdown defense, really not letting Clarion get any good shots off. They were trying to find an open look, but they couldn't get it as they were passing the ball around up till now with only 2 seconds left. See what they decide to do.
It'll be Anthony to inbound it. He's having trouble inbounding it. Now Eggers gets a wild inbounds, and that's going to be a shot clock a travel actually against Eggers, as after he grabbed it, then he stepped and took the shot. So that's one step too many. Again, Clarion cannot get points on the board via field goal shots, only the free throws.
And that was a good break, I guess, for the Vulcans, especially if that shot would have fallen. It would have negated it anyway, because he traveled with the ball.
Jabby bringing it up. Guard guy, but against Anthony. Now pass, Richard Smith tries to get into Sapp, just released it a little too early. Now Gers going to the hoop, layup, no good. And Jabby fights for the board, able to maintain a dribble though to not get caught traveling. Now Cordell Smith, back to Sapp, layup, no good, but he'll go to the line for 2 shots.
And that was some interesting passing right there. Cordell Smith, I fully expected him to go for the layup right off the breakaway right there, but he passed it back to Sapp. And as you can see right there, 2 defenders on him, he gets fouled. If that shot would have fallen, it would have been better, but you'll take the foul in that case.
The sophomore from Streetsboro, Ohio, the first free throw, no good. Daniel Sapp, he's now 9 of 22 at the free throw line this year, struggling in that department. Came in shooting 45% at the line this season. Second is good, and Daniel Sapp now with 5. And this is the most playing time Daniel Sapp has had in quite a few weeks. He's really lost his spot in the rotation due to some of the play from other players.
It's good to see him putting up 5 points so far in this one, and hopefully he gets more of an opportunity as this game goes along.
Andrews long 2, no good. Miller knocked him down, no foul called. Now Jabby gonna bring it out for the Vulcans. Jabby going in, layup, no good. Sapp fought for the offensive board, but Williams has it.
Just not enough in that layup attempt right there. Jabby looked like he got pulled back a little bit as he was going for that shot.
Anthony with it for Clarion. 2:57 left in the first half. Now Agers against Cordell Smith, blocked away by Sapp. Good play there from him. Now Cordell Smith gonna speed up the court. Going in, back out, Jabby, 4-3. Just rims that. That would have been a big shot for California.
Jabby can't find any breaks right now. Nothing's falling for him.
Now Smith steals the ball away. Jabby, long pass, Richard Smith. Oh, watch out, Clarion defense. Slam dunk again.
I'd like to say that's 4 slam dunks already. Actually, no, that's 3 slam dunks for Richard Smith already. Unbelievable stuff. He's just finding the openings and taking advantage.
I got one question. Where's this play from the Vulcans been all season? They seem to catch fire, though, at the right time. 15-2 run. Williams with it. Now Andrews going to take another 3. No, he steps in. Now he'll go to the lane. Shot no good. Blocked away by Sapp. Miller has it. Long pass up. Cordell Smith. Smith will go to the hoop. Layup. It's good. Cordell Smith on the board. Timeout taken by Marcus Williams for Clarion. That's a 17-2 run, Damon. California with an 8-point lead. 1:59 left. I don't think we've seen an offense for California like this at any point this year. But what's really impressed me, the defense.
That's right. It all starts there for the most part. Clarion has had such a good offense. You got to find a way to stop it. And when you stop them on the defensive side of the ball, these opportunities open up. The 17-2 run, they're getting the steals. They're catching Clarion. I don't want to say napping, but it's just such a quick transition that the Vulcans find themselves open for these 3-point attempts, these easy lay-ins, and even the slam dunks by Richard Smith, which he now has 3. And I'm going to call them Space Jams for the rest of the night, just because it feels right. I don't know.
It's one of those things. It's just, they look like Michael Jordan out there doing it the way he's jamming at home. The closest thing to Michael Jordan the Vulcans have, at least. 10 to shoot for the Golden Eagles. 1:35 left. Now a foul called against California. We'll send Grumley to the line for 2 shots. This one's going to go on Sapp. His first, and I think a big contribution to how California is getting the offense to speed up is all these rebounds that they're getting are long rebounds off of missed shots, and somebody's coming down with it, and there's somebody trailing on the other end, and they're throwing long football passes, basically.
That's right. I guess we'll allude to another sport real quick. That's like the transition in hockey. You get a bad bounce off of a board, and it comes back to your player. They're gonna be able to get that opening and just go straight to the basket.
And we're going to see Richard Smith subbed out for Dombrowski. Richard Smith looks to have a cut opened up above his eye. And I've actually dealt with something similar like that before. I was playing Ultimate Frisbee, and I got an elbow to the eyebrow, and oh man, did that thing get bloody in a hurry. So I can really kind of see what Richard Smith is going through. 1:36 left. Grumley at the line for 2. 76.5% this year at the line. And back to that hockey reference, it's kind of like when you're on the penalty kill and somebody comes out of the box and you just throw it up long for them. Easy breakaway opportunity. Grumley's first is good.
That's right, it makes for easy points, and that's basketball's version right there. Just you get the bounce off the board, it comes to your team with an easy opening to just send it up the court and get the easy 2 points.
Grumley's second good as well, so Clarion's starting to hit their free throws. 1:35 left. California with a 6-point lead. I don't think any of us on the CUTV crew would have thought they'd be in this position the way the offense was looking early on as well as the defense. Miller to Smith. 10 to shoot. Sapp. Pass to Jabby. His layup. No good. No foul called. Jabby offensive board. Layup again. It falls in. No foul called though still.
Well, and Jabby doesn't look too happy about that, but he did a good job just working hard underneath of the basket, getting the 2 points.
Johnson with it for the Golden Eagles. 1 minute left in the first half. Johnson spin around. His layup falls in.
And a good play right there. Good touch. Answers back for what Jabby did underneath the net for the Vulcans, and it keeps this at a 6-point advantage.
Cordell back to Jabby. 42 seconds to go. Now Sapp down low. Looking for a shot. He'll throw it up. No foul called. Looks like he was looking for a foul to be called. There's about a 4-second difference between shot and game clock now. In the corner, Grumley for 3. It's good, and it's a 3-point game again.
And Grumley found himself open in that corner. He subbed back in and was able to find the open space and be able to make that 3-point shot. And that's big for Clarion coming down to the end of this first half.
Cal can't extend the lead, though. They have 10 seconds to work with. Cordell Smith over to Jabby. Jabby to Miller. 3 seconds. Jabby works in. Floater up. No good, and we'll go to halftime with a 29-26 Vulcan lead. Damon, that long run. Clarion was able to chip in a little bit, but California's defense has been doing a lot of work tonight.
They have, and they got to continue that work coming into the second half. Prevent Clarion from going on a run just like the Vulcans did so that you can hold on to that lead.
And we'll see if they are able to when we return for second half action after the quick break here on CUTV.
With CalU's 6 on-campus residence halls and Vulcan Village's garden-style apartment complex, University Housing offers the very best value in service, convenience, privacy, and security. On-campus students will have easy access to classrooms, the newly renovated Natali Student Center, and a variety of activities across campus. University Housing Properties includes all utilities. Other common amenities to all properties are fully furnished rooms, high-def cable TV, high-speed Wi-Fi access, and live-in professional staff. Vulcan Village also includes a full kitchen and laundry room. The property has a 24/7 fitness center, convenient shuttle service, and an outdoor seasonal saltwater pool. Model rooms and tours are available. Stop in the University Housing Office or contact us by phone or email to learn more.
Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the CalU student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with OrgSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association.
Welcome back for second half basketball, where the California Vulcan men currently lead the Clarion Golden Eagles 29-26. We're about 2.5 minutes away from the start of the second half, but Damon, let's look at these halftime stats quickly. California really doing work on the defensive end, limiting Clarion to 9 of 25 shooting, really fouling the right people in my estimation, 4 of 9 at the free throw line. And after B.J. Andrews' hot start at the three-point arc, they've not really hit any of those as well.
That's right. The stats really slightly tell the story, especially as far as the free throws are concerned. But they have done just a fantastic job on defense and forcing Clarion into making some bad shots where they aren't able to capitalize. Again, the 9 for 25 on the field goal attempts, that's big. And that's what the Vulcans have done to help them spark their offense as well and had that 17-2 run in the first half.
And the one big thing, though, is those 5 missed free throws for California really could have put this lead out to margins that would have been more beneficiary in the second half. Look at the highlights here, though. Nice floater layup from Cordell Smith. And, of course, we've seen a lot from Khalil Jabby. But Richard Smith tonight, 3 of those Space Jam dunks, as we're calling them. He's had a good night. You see it for Clarion. They've had a lot of good efforts from Tim Gill working on Bell High. He had the hook go in. Clarion, they're not out of this one. They have the offense to be able to come back. If California's defense can play the way they had, though, this game may already be settled.
Yeah, we saw that offense, though, for Clarion did spark up right near the end. Cameron Grumley getting a three-point shot to fall right before the end of the half. And you can see, there it is right there, the wide open look at the end of the half. But yeah, the Vulcans, if they can do what they did in the first half, especially during that run, just guard the perimeter, don't allow somebody like Tim Gill to get underneath and get those easy layups, and just play solid defense, it's going to create those, I guess, odd man breaks to the other end where you get those easy layups. And of course, the signature Richard Smith dunks that we've seen so far tonight.
Yeah, both teams will be switching ends now, so we'll see how much does that factor in. Growing up watching basketball, I always thought, if one team scored so many points on one end and then the other team comes over, why don't they score that many points? But then we would just end up tied, and we don't want overtime. It's a late night. We want to get home. Hopefully we can see one of these teams really pull away. Maybe California. Maybe this is the game they need to spark and maybe be that rocket shot they need to pull themselves into playoff contention. They have games with Slippery Rock, Seton Hill, Gannon, Mercyhurst, and UPJ on this coming Wednesday remaining that really they should be competitive or win. And those 4 to 5 wins would really move them really well into playoff position. I don't even think they'd be on the bubble anymore.
Well, you mentioned it earlier about this game being very important to the Vulcans, not just for the playoff chances, but the fact that at the beginning of the year, the Vulcans were predicted to finish 5th in the PSAC West. That's where Clarion is right now, just looking outside the playoff picture. So the Vulcans think, oh, maybe we deserve to be there right now, even though we haven't gotten there yet. This is the game that we can make it there.
In California, last year, they started off really well. They finished strong, poorly. Maybe it's a flip-flop season this year. Maybe they finish strong. We'll see. They need to win this game, though, and it starts right now. Start of the second half. Tony Richardson back in for the Vulcans. He has 2 fouls. That's why we didn't see him a lot in the first. Now Johnson, Grumley open for 3. No good. Offensive board, Andrews, but it's going to be an offensive foul over the back on Andrews. And excuse me, no, this is actually going on Tim Gill. His second. Looks like he may have boxed out a little bit too much. So Clarion starts with a 3-point miss, and California gets the ball.
Well, it's tough to tell the foul was on because Andrews came flying in out of nowhere. A lot of bodies around that ball, and he did just basically soar over the back of a California defender.
Richardson into the corner, and Jusik. Back out for Jabby, 15 to shoot. Now Richard Smith with it, turns around. His floater blocked away by Larry Johnson. Now Smith is tripped up, almost fouls Ragland. Now Grumley with it. We're not seeing Anthony or Agers out here to start this half. Both starters for Clarion for this game. Now down low, Johnson right on the baseline. His layup is good.
And that's a big layup for Clarion right there. At least get the points on the board and not let California's defense gain a lot of traction to start this second half. And you're right, Grumley out there. He had the hot hand, though. Got the 3-point shot to fall.
Jabby in the corner. Miller steps in. Long 2. No good off the side of the rim and down, rebounded by Ragland. Or Logan, excuse me. Now Grumley going to the hoop. Layup good around Richard Smith.
And if you're the Vulcans, this is not how you wanted to come out of this second half. Clarion coming out with a lot of fire. They've regained the lead now as they've scored 4 points to start off this half.
30 to 29 to score, about a minute and a half in. Miller to Jabby, 12 to shoot. Jabby working around, and he's going to throw up a shot. No foul called. I don't know how you couldn't call a foul there. Now Andrews to the line, ball poked out. It'll be Clarion possession as Andrews is going to the hoop. He was poked out by Richardson, but that shot by Jabby. I don't know where the foul call was. The ref was swallowing his whistle on that play.
I was about to say that it looks like the referees have kind of let the whistle go here to start the second half. They're going to let them play because a couple of plays have definitely looked like they needed to have a whistle blown and a foul call, but nothing yet. It's just they're letting it go.
Cordell Smith and Belhigh are in. Richardson and Jabby are out. Inbounds. Andrews wide open for 3. No good. Rebounded out of bounds off of Andjusic. It'll be Clarion ball. Fresh shot clock as well. 18:02 left.
And just barely off of Andjusic right there. Gill going up for the rebound right there, and it tipped off of his hand and grazed Andjusic's.
Now Laugen in the corner, stopped by Richard Smith. Cal running a 2-3 zone defense here right now. Grumley with it on the far wing. Now Johnson going to take a free throw line jumper. It's good. Larry Johnson coming alive now for 6.
Yeah, and he's got 4 of the points so far for Clarion, 4 of the 6 they have in this half, as he's looking fairly good.
Bell High with it. Guarded by Johnson. Loses the ball. Now Johnson will commit the foul here. And Coach Marcus Williams, even though the foul was on Johnson, he's clapping because of the hustle that Johnson was showing on that play.
Yeah, in the case of taking a foul, if you want to take a good one, that is a good foul right there, especially if you're Clarion. You know, the pressure was there on Bell High. Didn't really even give him an opportunity to even make a pass or go towards the basket.
Cordell with it. Long pass in the corner. Andrusik for 3. It's good. Luke Andrusik ties it up.
And there's a big spark. If you need it for California, you get that 3-pointer. Now you got to play some defense.
Grumley open for 3. Near wing. No good. Rebounded by Smith. Correct me if I'm wrong, Damon. It looks like Richard Smith actually hit it off the backboard to give it back to himself. Now Cordell Smith's layup. No good. Gill with the board.
Yeah, he did actually bounce it off the back of the board, probably to get it more into his hand. He could control it better.
Grumley was open for 3 again. The Clarion bench yelling out, shoot it. He was wide open. Johnson with the shot, just rims out. Richard Smith with the board.
Yeah, Clarion bench becoming very animated here. Now that this game is tied back up, they weren't very excited as the Vulcans went on their 17-2 run, but now with a chance back in this game, they're getting up for it.
And Jusik is going to drive in. Back out, Bell High for 3. This one, no good, off the side of the rim. Grumley bringing it up quickly, going around and Jusik to the hoop. Nice pass, Johnson. His layup is good.
And Johnson getting all the points right now, but I'll tell you what, Grumley is looking good, going all the way coast to coast and then making that smooth pass underneath of the net, and is setting his teammates up to make those points.
And Jusik for 3. It's good. Cal has the lead.
And Luka Andrusik just says, hey, whatever you can do, I can do it just a little bit better. Another 3-point shot. He is locked in.
Grumley to Laugen. Coach Marcus Williams going out to play from the bench. Johnson, nice long 2. No good. Rebounded by Tim Gillett. Tipped out of Cordell Smith's hands. Now pass. Andrews, his layup. Blocked away by Bell High. Bell High grabs it. It's a 3-on-none. Nick Miller going to go straight to the hoop. Layup good.
There's one of those fast breaks that we were talking about. The Vulcans got a good rebound.
Now Grumley, his shot no good. Offensive board to Grumley. He falls on it. And a jump ball called. Possession favors California here. Now we're going to see Agers checking for Clarion. And actually we have our first media timeout, so we'll see the subs in a moment, but 15:22 left. Damon, the 3-ball for Andrusik is what's really making the difference in this one. And of course, a 3-on-none situation always helps.
That's right, and we're seeing some of those highlights right now. It's been a crazy start to the second half with a lot of back and forth action, but you're right, Andrusik having a heck of a start to the second half with a lot of 3-point shots. And then on top of that, on the other end of the court, it's Cameron Grumley and as well is Johnson making a lot of the points so far for Clarion. So it's just back and forth between those 3 players.
And right now, you are going to see our radio announcers for WCAL, Anthony D'Agostino and Danny Beck. Danny Beck making his debut on WCAL tonight, as well as our cameraman, Stephen Ruffring, did earlier with me on the women's game. And you see there our YouTube page. Best way to stay able to watch all of our products is CUTV Sports 1. But Damon, you're from the area, of course. You're actually from around the Clarion area. Brockway, you said it's not too far away. I'm from Georgia, so of course YouTube always helps.
That's right. It's a good way to keep up with any of the shoots we're doing, especially watching the basketball games. If you do miss them, we upload those not too far after the game is aired. So you can definitely go onto our YouTube page and follow us and get a chance to see some of our videos. And I know my family does like to do that to catch up with any of the games that I get to cover here.
And also make sure to check out CUTV News Center, our News Center YouTube page. I know that helps you a lot, Damon, because you're the meteorologist. Cordell Smith right to the hoop, layup. Does not get the friendly roll, rebounded by a Gers. We see Sapp and Jabby are back in for the Vulcans. Bell High and Miller went out. And now out of bounds off of Clarion. The Clarion fans wanted a call there. Nothing coming though, and California takes over.
Yeah, Laugen using some crazy moves, getting towards the basket right there. And personally, I didn't see what exactly they wanted on that play. He was just making his way to the basket, so nothing was called and went out of bounds, and it's California ball.
Jabby, nice pass over to Sapp. His layup behind the back, no good, but he's fouled on the shot by Tim Gill. This will be Gill's third if it is in fact on him. And it is.
I'll tell you what, Sapp has had a great game so far. We talk about him trying to contribute with the time that he's been given tonight, and he's got that one big block earlier on the defensive side of the ball in the first half, and then to go along with that, he's also got 5 points, looking to make it more here.
First free throw is no good. 14:47 left, still a 3-point lead for the Vulcans. Williams checks in for Tim Gill. We saw a lot of Williams because Tim Gill was getting in foul trouble throughout the first half. Sapp ready for the second. Up. No good. Rebounded by Johnson.
Tough break right there. Those are the kind of points you need for the Vulcans. Extend the lead with those shots.
Sapp is 1 of 5 at the free throw line tonight. California has missed 7 free throws tonight. And I think the most egregious ones were the 2 from Jabby, who rarely misses. Now Johnson to the hoop, blocked by Richard Smith. Nice rebound there by Williams to get the basket.
A tough break. That was a good block right there by Smith, but Williams right there to pick it right back up. But again, good defense down low, just a tough break.
And something I just noticed, Damon, Clarion is not using the full court press right now. I think they saw California break it just a little bit too many times for their liking. Sapp back out to Cordell, down to Richard. Smith working on Williams. Down low pass for Sapp is stolen away. Now Richard Smith almost grabs it back. It's 3-on-1. Grumley, layup, good, and Clarion has the lead.
And there's one of those fast-paced breakouts that Clarion gets to use against California in this case. They get the turnover. Richard Smith couldn't handle it. And now let's bring in the crowd up here inside of Tippin Gymnasium.
The Clarion bench making a lot of noise as well. And Jusik, 13 to shoot. Pass to Sapp. Wide open, Jabby, now in the corner. Cordell Smith for 3. It's good, and one coming. They fouled the three-point shooter.
Unbelievable. He had 2 defenders coming right at him right there, and they both fell down trying to block the shot. Just great concentration. He gets the 3-point to fall, and now could make it a 4-point play.
And that foul is on Larry Johnson Jr., his second. And if I was a coach in basketball, the one play I would hate the most, fouling a three-point shooter, especially when he makes it. The free throw is good. 4-point play for the Vulcans. Makes it a 3-point game again.
And that is the kind of thing you got to take advantage of. Great job, Cordell Smith.
That's 6 now for the sophomore from Cleveland, Ohio. Grumley, down low pass, good to Williams, and a dunk against Richard Smith.
And that got the crowd going as he went right over top of Richard Smith, even though he got a good bit of contact.
Now Jabby called for a travel. Could have been a travel or an offensive foul in that situation. It'll be Clarion ball, 12:59 to go, down by 1. And in this half, actually, Damon, I just noticed this. California has no fouls. Clarion with 4 already. But the way California's shooting their free throws may not be a bad instance right now. Williams to Agers in the corner. Laugen for 3. This one is going to hit the front of the rim and go off. Long pass, Cordell Smith. Back to Jusik. And now Agers has his ankles broken. Nothing doing though for California. And Jusik back out Smith. Jabby. Gonna take a 3. It just rims out. Nice offensive board. Daniel Sapp, he puts it in.
Sapp right there to make up for it, but yeah, good job. Cordell Smith just making the defenders look silly for Clarion right now.
Johnson going to the hoop, stops his progress. Now back out for Laugen. Agers to Johnson, working against Smith. And no good. Rich Smith with the rebound. And Jusik going to the hoop. Layup. No, it's blocked at the rim by Agers. Long pass up, Larry Johnson. Here comes Richard Smith. And it's a missed dunk. Agers almost out of bounds. Now he's going to be fouled by Jabby going up for the shot. What a wild back and forth series right there, Damon. We'll have to wait to see the results of it, though. And we can take a breath, at least I can. 11:53 to go, the media timeout. Cal holding on to a 3-point lead when we return on CUTV. CUTV.
With CalU's 6 on-campus residence halls and Vulcan Village's garden-style apartment complex, University Housing offers the very best value in service, convenience, privacy, and security. On-campus students will have easy access to classrooms, the newly renovated Natali Student Center, and a variety of activities across campus. University Housing Properties includes all utilities. Other common amenities to all properties are fully furnished rooms, high-def cable TV, high-speed Wi-Fi access, and live-in professional staff. Vulcan Village also includes a full kitchen and laundry room. The property has a 24/7 fitness center, convenient shuttle service, and an outdoor seasonal saltwater pool. Model rooms and tours are available. Stop in the University Housing office or contact us by phone or email to learn more.
And we are back here on CUTV. You see the block there from Agers against Andjusic. Long pass Johnson going for the dunk. Misses it, probably heard the footsteps. Agers gets the rebound, trying to go back around, and then he's fouled by Jabby going up. And I'll tell you what, Agers was very close to being out of bounds on that rebound, though. I can see from here, he's very lucky to be the beneficiary of some free throws in this instance.
Yeah, we almost got to see 2 solid blocks going across the board after that play. And Jabby unfortunately hit the arm right there of Agers, and now he gets the free throw attempts.
And Agers, a senior from Pittsburgh, we actually saw his sister last weekend who plays for Mercyhurst, Marissa Agers. Of course, Mercyhurst was the game we had to trek to the Convo Center in the snow, thanks to Winter Storm Jonas. Now Jabby slips, ball on the ground, and there's going to be a jump ball possession Clarion. And in that instance, Jabby just slipped and lost his possession.
Yeah, trying to make too many fancy moves to get up the court around Clarion's defenders. They're not using the full court press, but they're at least sending a guy to pressure Jabby as he comes up the court, and that time really paying off. So we're going to see Drew Cook now sub in.
Jusic's going out for him. And Jusic, your three-point shooter, he has 12 tonight. Could lose some offense with that move. But Drew Cook is a much better defensive player, so I think that's what Bill Brown wants out there right now is the defensive abilities. Now Grant, ball almost lost. Williams has it now, down low pass, Agers. Guarded by Richardson, he blocks it away.
And a big block right there for the Vulcans, getting the ball right back after the turnover by Jabby. Trying to get a little bit more of a lead, a little more breathing room, only up by 1.
That's 5 rebounds tonight for Tony Richardson, his first block as well. Jabby to Cordell. He's going to take a contested 3. No good, rebounded by Grumley. Now Anthony's back into the game, working against Cordell. Spins around, that's going to be a travel as his pivot foot slipped just enough to get that call.
A tough way to come back into the game right there. He's trying to set himself up for a fadeaway too, but he isn't able to get that foot planted. Gets called for the travel and gives California the ball back.
And Clarion is back to that full court press like you mentioned, Damon. We're going to see DeAndre Terrell check in for Akeem Williams.
Yeah, it seems like Clarion can't seem to figure out exactly the right way to stop California's offense. They went to the full court press earlier. The Vulcans went on those big breaks. They got that 17-2 run. They backed off from it a little bit, but the Vulcans still kept making their shots, and now they're going back to the full court press, hoping maybe they're able to stop any progress.
Richard Smith is back into the game as well for the Vulcans. Out is Daniel Sapp. Cordell Smith trying to make the moves on Grumley. Grumley, good defense to keep up with him, though. Richard Smith with it. Cook. And he's going to try and drive in. Pass out Richard Smith. He's going to the hoop. Layup. No good, too strong. Tony Richardson with the board. Layup. No good, but he's fouled going up.
A smart play there by Richard Smith. It looks like he was going for the shot, but more or less trying to get it down low to Tony Richardson, who was there underneath the basket. Got it to him, and he was trying to go for the layup. Got fouled, so smart play, I believe, right there underneath for the Vulcans.
That foul is on number 21, Justin Grant. That is his second. Richardson at the line. 0 for 2 tonight. The first is good. Excuse me, I beg your pardon. He was 1 of 2 tonight. Now he's 2 of 3. His only 2 points of the night, but he's really been doing work on the rebounds. 6 so far, 2 on the offensive side. We'll see Grant shake out for Tim Gill, who is battling foul trouble. He has 3. The second for Richardson. Good as well. Tony Richardson, he's really improved his free throw shooting. It may not show in the stats, but he's gotten a little bit more consistent as the year has gone on.
And Richardson and Daniel Sapp, the 2 players you want to see make those free throws, especially in this game if they get the opportunities.
Still a 3-point game. California in the lead, 10:20 to go. Gill going against Richardson, and oh no, call there. And now the rebound comes to Cordell Smith. Tim Gill easily could have been called for an offensive foul. Cordell Smith slows it down. Long pass, Jabby. And he'll bring it back out for the Vulcans. Gets a screen from Richardson. Nothing doing there though. Now Cordell Smith with it. Spins around, gives it over to Richard Smith. 10 to shoot. Long 2 for Smith. It's good. Richard Smith has 8 now.
Finding himself open right there, right along the foul line. Good idea to just take the shot and take the 2 points that you can get.
And Richard Smith is a shooter. And honestly, I'm of the opinion, when they leave him wide open at the top of the key, take the 3. He can shoot the 3 ball. So when he's given those opportunities, I think he should take them. And you saw there was some success. Agers pass down low. Gill, layup, just misses off the side of the rim. Now Gill going up again. And now we're going to get a foul called on California as Tony Richardson's going to get called for it over the back, going up too many times. We'll see here. Slight contact. I don't know if enough for him to get a foul.
He was trying his best pretty much to time when Tim Gill was going to go in for the layup or the dunk. Tim Gill's tall enough that you need to time it exactly right to be able to stop him. Otherwise, he's going to take that ball to the basket.
Gill, layup. No good, and they're going to call Richardson for another foul here. That will be his 4th, and we'll probably have to see him check out. And that's big for rebounding purposes for California. We'll see Sapp go in for him. And I'm sure Tony Richardson's not happy, and I do not blame him. I think those were some ticky-tack foul calls right there down low.
At that time, he was standing underneath with his hands up, trying to block Gill from going anywhere near getting a layup. And that time, again, he's been called for the foul, and it's going to cause California to be without one of their better rebounders. And Gill, the first free throw attempt, no good.
Jabby also checking out for Andjusic, who gets your 3-point shooter back in there. 5-point lead for Cal, 9:16 to go. 47-42 the score. Gill misses the first. His second is good. 3 points for him tonight.
If there's one player for the Vulcans you may want to target going forward to try to get him to foul you is Gill. He's at 3 already. Get him to 4. You might not have to see him on the court.
Cook, back out Cordell Smith. Down low, Sapp. Back out Cook. Loses the ball. Cordell Smith is there to track it down on half court though. 9 minutes to go. 14 to shoot for the Vulcans. Cordell Smith. Richard Smith. Working against Gill. Fadeaway jumper. It's good. Richard Smith, I told you, he needs to take those shots.
The shooter mentality coming to life, and he's using it to his advantage.
Gill, his layup is good on the other end. That's 5 for him. I look up, and Clarion has points on the board again.
It's back and forth right now.
And Jusic. Long pass from Cordell. Hit from behind by Grumley, no foul call. Sapp is open in the corner for 3. Cordell did not look his way. Richard Smith going against Gill. Now Sapp. And Jusic open for 3. He takes it. No good. Rebounded by Agers. Agers bringing it up. Going to the basket. Shot no good. Nice pass to Gill. I'm not going to call that a slam dunk. He kind of just laid it up in.
Floated it in there, but that's all you need. You don't need the flare of it. All you need is those 2 points, and that's what Clarion got. And now it's just going to take one more of those to get us back to a tie. This lead has been changing all night long.
Next stop will be the third media timeout, 7:45 to go. Cordell Smith spins around. Pass to Jusic, almost loses it out of bounds. 8 to shoot, and Jusic's got to be aware. Drives in, now Sapp. Steps in, going to the basket, layup, good as the shot clock winds down.
Great play right there by Sapp. He was looking for a pass the whole time or to shoot, but that time he found the lane open for him. Goes straight to the basket, big 2 points.
That's 9 for Daniel Sapp tonight. He's been really losing minutes over the last week or so, like I said, making a big impact when he's played tonight. Grumley, 7:10 left. 10 to shoot for the Golden Eagles. Grumley takes the three. It's good. 1 point game.
And that was a very deep three-point shot attempt, a little bit contested as well. It looks like Grumley is locked in for that.
He was open in the corner for three. Now Richard Smith, his layup good and one coming. And that foul's on Tim Gill, I'm pretty sure. We'll have to see. If it is, that's his fourth. And it is indeed. That's going to be a big loss for Clarion. We'll see how it affects them after the media timeout. 6:48 left. We'll see some of these replays, though. Richard Smith, he's come alive in the last few minutes.
That shooter's mentality. He's finding himself open. There's the two that he made. Beautiful shots. That one was on a fadeaway, helping California hold on to this lead. And then, of course, Tim Gill down low. He's been a force, which is why him taking that fourth foul is so huge for the Vulcans. And again, we can't stress enough. It's been back and forth the whole second half as Cameron Grumley making a deep three-point attempt, answered right back, though, by Richard Smith with the foul. And I'm pretty sure, I would hope so, that these ladies watching the game tonight are going to like our Facebook page. Another way to keep interacting with us, keep up to when our shoots are going to be, what all we're going to be doing, where are we going to be at. And heck, even for today, it's our radio announcer Anthony D'Agostino's birthday. If you want to go on and wish him a happy birthday.
And we'll look at Twitter now as well, at CUTV_PA. That is our Twitter handle. And that's the best way to really interact with us. We will post links to everything on that page, where we're going, what we're doing, maybe some photos every once in a while. Like you said, it is Anthony's birthday. I think we may have posted something up there as well. And the best place to find updates on your Vulcan athletics is calvulcans.com. If you want to know about the new football coach, Gary Dunn, we congratulate him for being hired. Go to that page, look up the article in there. Looks like there's a new era for the football team coming, and it looks to be very bright. But if you also want to follow the basketball teams, baseball, softball, they're starting to get coming around, and swimming, calvulcans.com is the place to go. Thanks to our SID, Matthew Kiefer, doing a very good job with that site. And of course, if you want to follow PSAC Sports, go to psacsports.org. Free throw for Richard Smith is good. He has 13 now. 7 in the last minute and a half. It's back to a 4-point game after the three-pointer from Grumley. 6:40 to go. Laugen back in. He's double teamed. Now Johnson. Williams going to the basket. Throws it back out. Grumley. Now Johnson into the corner. Andrews takes the three. It's good. He was hit. They do not call the foul, though.
And that's Andrews with his fourth three-pointer right there, even as he was fouled. So good concentration to get that off, and great passing right there by Clarion.
And Khalil Jabi, as he came up, he hit him in the side of the face. No foul call. The way he was blocking the ref's vision, though, couldn't get that call. Now we're going to get a foul against Clarion. It is a 1-and-1. Did not see who this foul's on. It is on Grumley. That is his second.
And he's wondering what exactly happened, and we saw the referee signal. Looks like he was using his elbows a little bit to create space, and that's going to get a foul called off the ball, and that's Richard Smith going back to the line.
First is no good. It almost fell in off the bounce, but it goes to Grumley instead. 1 point lead for California. Really been back and forth all night here. Grumley finds Richard Smith going against him. Now Johnson. Grumley, 10 to shoot. Making his move. Now goes into the defense. Layup is good. What a play.
That's just smooth dribbling right there and able to find yourself open. And now the lead has changed once again. Clarion up 55-54.
Jabi with it. Alley-oop, Richard Smith puts the layup up. No good, but he's fouled. I expected him to go for the alley-oop, but if that had fallen, that would have been a three-point play coming as well. This foul's going on Johnson, his third.
And that's tough right there, too, for the Vulcans. I saw Daniel Sapp. I mean, he was right beside Khalil Jabi, but he was open there for the three-point shot, and Jabi just didn't see him.
You don't need to go for the splash plays always. Go for what is open. Give what the defense gives you. First free throw is good for Smith. That's 14 for him. It is a two-shot foul, so it would not have mattered had he made the first or not. Second. Good, too. That's 15 for Richard Smith. He leads all scorers in this contest.
And Richard Smith's been one of the guys taking advantage of what he's been able to get, those open fadeaway jumpers, and then even going to the basket, taking the foul, going for the free throws.
Now a foul called on Daniel Sapp as Andrews went behind him and Sapp kind of moved his hands and they call a foul there. That's the 4th on Cal. So still a few more to give until Clarion's in the bonus. 1 point lead, 5:14 to go.
That's the benefit of California not taking very many fouls.
Shot for Clarion falls in. That's Johnson. He's got 10. 1 point game again for Clarion this time. Jabby to Cordell. Sapp thought about a 3. Now Jabby with it. Breaks 2 defenders. Now goes in. Layup blocked away. Goes right to Andrewson. Cordell Smith. 8 to shoot. He's got to realize the shot clock didn't reset. Going to the hole. Layup. No good, but he's fouled going in. He'll go to the line for a couple shots. We'll see who this goes on. It's going on Johnson. That's his 4th. And the way he's performed tonight, you can't afford to lose him.
No, you can't, and that is rough for Clarion right there. But unaware, I think, was Cordell Smith that the shot clock was down so far, but good idea to go straight to the basket. Might as well take the chance, and then he does draw the foul, so that's big.
Smith's first is good. Cordell Smith now with 7. Tony Richardson checks in for Daniel Sapp. Bring in the rebounding. Be aware, though, Tony Richardson does have 4 fouls. Smith getting ready for the second. It is good. 1 point lead for Cal.
And this is where the free throws now throughout the rest of the game are going to be huge. You have to be able to make those in this close of a game. That's going to make all the difference.
And again, like I said, California, they missed 5 free throws in the first half. That could have really given them a beneficial lead, which could have still be impactful at this moment. In the corner, Andrews. Oh, he thought about a 3. Now guarded by Tony Richardson. He'll go back out to Laugen. 7 to shoot. Andrews takes the 3. No good. Rebounded by Grumley. He was out of bounds. He stepped out before he got that out. Now Khalil Jabby throws it out, tip off him. But Cameron Grumley landed out of bounds before he threw that back in. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it coming up here, though, because we're going to get back to play. But that's a huge impact play.
I would like to see the replay on that. It did look like he didn't let go of that ball until he had a pretty much solid spot on the ground, which would have been out of bounds in that case.
Laugen going to take the long 2. No good. Richardson had it. Larry Johnson brings it up for the layup.
And there's where that play could pay dividends for Clarion and hurt California. If he was out of bounds, that's going to cost California, and they're now down by 1 once again.
3:44 left. This one's going to come down to the wire. Damon, the first couple games you and I ever called together a few years ago came down to the wire at Seton Hill. There's Paige Alviani in a 21-point comeback. Jabby pass will go out of bounds. It will be Clarion ball. 3:27 to go. We'll take one more commercial break. 1 point lead for Clarion. Let's see how this one finishes up. Make sure to stay tuned and come back to CUTV.
With Cal U's 6 on-campus residence halls and Vulcan Village's garden-style apartment complex, University Housing offers the very best value in service, convenience, privacy, and security. On-campus students will have easy access to classrooms, the newly renovated Natali Student Center, and a variety of activities across campus. University Housing Properties includes all utilities. Other common amenities to all properties are fully furnished rooms, high-def cable TV, high-speed Wi-Fi access, and live-in professional staff. Vulcan Village also includes a full kitchen and laundry room. The property has a 24/7 fitness center, convenient shuttle service, and an outdoor seasonal saltwater pool. Model rooms and tours are available. Stop in the University Housing Office or contact us by phone or email to learn more.
And we are back on CUTV. We'll look at our upcoming broadcast this coming Wednesday, February 3rd, which happens to be my mother's birthday, home against UPJ. Then a week's break. The women I know are playing Davidson Elkins at home. I don't know about the men. The men will be off. We just got clarification. February 10th at home against Slippery Rock, and then 2 straight games on the road at Seton Hill, and that long trek on a Wednesday night up to Gannon. And then on that Saturday after Gannon, we go back to Erie for Mercyhurst. That's the grueling travel schedule we face, but we're always up to the task.
Let's just hope that there's not that much snow that we have to drive through.
You're the meteorologist. If it snows, I blame you. And now a foul called on Richard Smith. That's his second. Cal still has 1 to give before Clarion's in the bonus, though.
And that's where this game's going to come down then to the wire, especially if it stays this back and forth 1-point game. You got to be careful of what fouls you do take, because that could make the difference for either team to win this game.
And California is in the double bonus. That could be to their benefit. Williams to Agers. Now Anthony falls down. Khalil Jabby rolls right in front of him, and B.J. Andrews loses it out of bounds. What a play there. Khalil Jabby trips and rolls to Anthony to mess him up, and then Andrews can't control the pass.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe Khalil Jabby falling down like that just messed up the whole rhythm of the offense for Clarion. Now, they're still doing this full court press, so the Vulcans going to have to find a way, bring it up, and get the lead back.
And this is where California has seemingly struggled over the last season and a half. Late game situations, trying to find buckets. Richard Smith with it. Going to the hoop. Down low, Richardson loses the ball. I think Richard Smith had a clear path to go to the basket himself there.
He did, and he was looking for the pass to Richardson, which wasn't the right play on that one.
Now a foul called on Cordell Smith. That's his first. Now Clarion is in the bonus, 1-1, so the rest of the game at least. 2:44 to go, a 1-point lead for the Golden Eagles. Looks like Cordell Smith and Andre Anthony were just kind of tossing back and forth coming up the court. We're going to see Tim Gill check in for Akeem Williams. And remember, Gill, 4 fouls. But if you're going to foul anybody, you foul him, because he's not been very good at the free throw line tonight.
That's right, and that's Tony Richardson and Tim Gill now, both with 4 fouls on the court, and they usually are the ones guarding each other, so we'll see who fouls who possibly first.
In the corner, Andrews, long 2, no good. Richardson with the rebound. And now stolen away by B.J. Andrews. It's up, no good, and Tony Richardson has just fouled out. And they're calling for a technical foul here, and why I understand why, I don't think they should. Because when Richardson threw his hands down, the ball happened to be there, and it slammed on the court. I don't think there needs to be a technical here. Watch the play here, though. Andrews going to the basket, fouled. Now watch here. As Richardson comes down, you cannot see there, but as Richardson comes down, the ball happens to be there to slam down.
And they're not going to get the technical foul at all. They're going to see Richardson go to the bench, though, as he is done for the night. And then you're also going to see B.J. Andrews go to the foul line and try to extend this lead for Clarion.
First is off the front of the rim, no good. 71.3% this year is Andrews. Now Tim Gill will check out. This is probably going to be one of those offensive-defensive purpose switch-ups. And Akeem Williams only with 2 fouls.
Now we're the tactical side of basketball coming in right here. You're going to want to have the right players out.
Second free throw is good. B.J. Andrews, his first point that has not come on a 3-point shot. Sapp gets the inbounds. California going to have trouble getting this one across. 5 seconds to do it. Jabby does indeed. Now goes to the hoop. Layup. No good, but oh man, did he take a hard foul. And this one's on Akeem Williams. That's his third. Khalil Jabby, luckily he's okay.
Yeah, he went straight to the basket right there, and the big body in Akeem Williams was right there waiting for him, and he wasn't able, obviously, to make the layup, but he did draw the foul, a really hard foul to take right there.
Tim Gill will check in for Williams after the first free throw. Now remember earlier, Jabby missed 2 free throws, very critical. That would have actually had this game tied up and possibly for a lead. Now, Jabby at the line to try and tie it with 2:17 to go.
And you can't dwell on the pass too much at this point. You got to go up there if you're Jabby and just take these 2 free throw shots that you have right now to get this thing back to a tie. California can't afford to fall behind too far behind Clarion.
Jabby's first is good. 5 now for Jabby in the contest. And as I said, Gill comes in for Williams. Jabby at the line. If he makes this, it's a tied game with 2:17 left. Jabby getting ready. The second up. And it's good. We're all tied up.
And that's what you needed. You had to just get those two and make this a tie game. And now play defense. Get this ball back on a turnover possibly.
Agers with it. Going around and Jusic. Johnson with the pass. Looks like he took it away from his own guy. Now, Agers, Gill. Looking for an outlet. 5 to shoot. Agers with it. 3 to shoot, 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot. He's got to put up a long three. It just rims out. Now Jabby gets the board and California has a chance to take a lead.
That's good defense right there by the Vulcans, forcing them to make a bad shot because they wasted away the entire shot clock.
Sapp with it. Richard Smith now, guarded by Anthony. That's a clear mismatch. Jabby, 13 to shoot, 1:25 left. Jabby, Richard Smith, 5 to shoot, 4 to shoot. Smith going to the basket, passes to Sapp, gets it, no, does not get it off. Shot clock violation. Cannot do that at this critical time in the game. 1:13 left.
And that's good defense then by Clarion, not allowing any openings for California. Both teams basically on the shot clock violations pretty much right there.
And I thought we were going to see Grumley check in for Clarion, but he does not. 1:10 to go. California needs a defensive stop. Timeout called by Agers and Coach Marcus Williams. 1:04 to go. Damon. We were talking about Anthony earlier. I'm used to calling these games with Anthony now. Damon. 1:04 left. And I think what really comes to mind in this game right now is why we're here is the missed opportunities. The free throw line, the missed dunk down here, and Jusic getting blocked. Look at some of the highlights over the last few minutes.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, there have been a lot of missed opportunities. I mean, both these teams have capitalized in certain situations, but the free throw attempts missed by Khalil Jabby you brought up before for the Vulcans, and even some of the open looks that they decided to just look away from and try to make the fancy pass or something like that. And then Clarion, earlier on in the game, they weren't making their free throws. They weren't getting their looks to fall either. So both teams have had those missed opportunities, which leads us to where we are. All even, 60 apiece, 1:04 left, and now the team that makes the last mistake is probably going to be the one that comes out on the short end in this one.
And like I said, the first 2 games you and I ever called together 3 years ago, 2 years ago actually, 2 years ago, it's been 3 years total, 2 years ago, at Seton Hill, your first time ever on the radio. Paige Alviani hits almost a half-court buzzer beater. Then the men, your first ever time on play-by-play. California men come from 21 down to clinch a playoff spot. And right now, this minute and 4 could propel the Vulcans to back into playoff contention or really put a nail on their season the way it's been going. The Vulcans need this win. They have had one buzzer beater this year against Gannon. I was there for that. I was so surprised it went in because of the luck California's had in late game situations. Let's see if it continues here tonight. 1:04 left. Clarion has the ball. Inbounded to Anthony. 1 minute to go. 12 to shoot for the Golden Eagles. Anthony going in the corner. Andrews, ride the baseline. Now he throws over a guy. Now the ball is kicked out of bounds. No, they're going to say it went off Clarion. Oh my goodness. No, the refs are going to meet here. I'm pretty sure this is off California.
That was so quick, it was tough to tell, and the entire fan base in this gym.
They are saying Clarion ball now, 5 seconds to shoot.
There's the replay, and actually that may or may not have, that actually did go off of Jabby. It looked like on the replay real quick there, it looked like it went off of Gill, but Khalil Jabby was the one it went off of. They huddle together, they get the call right to the referees, and now a big inbounds play for Clarion with only 5 seconds left to shoot.
47.7 left in the game. 5 seconds to shoot. Gill will inbound it. Gets it to Agers in the corner. 3 seconds to shoot. Right in the baseline. Goes to the hoop. Layup. Good.
And you can hear the crowd in the background right there. Big layup. Now California, you got to answer back. Only 36 seconds left on the clock.
Timeout taken by California, and Jusik calls for it to draw up something here. And Damon, if I'm Coach Brown, I tell my players, do not go for the three unless you are completely wide open. You just need to tie it at this point. You see this basket, Agers going around, and just enough room around Sapp to ride the baseline and put up the reverse layup.
That's right, it was a good play. Without a limited time, he had only one option, was to go ahead and do that. But you're right, now for California, you gotta draw something up. You have to take what is given to you. You gotta wanna try to get the 2 points, especially if you're close enough to the basket. And you only want to take the three if you're wide open. I agree with you, because right now, at this point in the game, you just wanna keep it close. Don't give Clarion the ball back with a chance to take out the rest of the clock or have to foul them and send them to the line. So I'd say go for the 2 points.
35.6 seconds left. 23 to shoot for the Vulcans. And who do you get the ball in the hands of? I would say Richard Smith or Andjusic. Those seem to be your most consistent shooters. It seems, though, that Cordell Smith has been the one really controlling the ball most of the night.
Yeah, in this case, I would like to see Cordell Smith get the inbound because he has been controlling the course of play. In this case, Tony Richardson. He's shown it tonight. He can play down underneath.
He's out, though.
Oh,
Remember,
I apologize. Richard Smith was who I was trying to say. Richard Smith should get the ball because if he's down low, he can get that easy layup because he's got the height advantage. But we saw it tonight. He's got that shooter's mentality. So if he gets open, take it.
In California, there's a 12-second difference between shot and game clock. This is not the final possession of the game. This is not do or die. There is still some time left, but it would be very critical to score on this possession. Even one free throw makes a difference in the last 10 seconds or so. Now we get a timeout called by Marcus Williams at Clarion.
Now the strategic game is being played. Clarion got that lead. They don't want to give it up. And I'm sure they're weighing the options. Who's California going to inbound it to? Who's going to take the shot possibly for them? How are we going to guard their offense? Because these teams have tried their best both ways on defense to try to figure out how to solve the other's offense. We saw Clarion go from the full court press back to man, just down around the baseline, back to the full court press. So.
And there's always the option, Damon, of fouling Cal, whoever it may be. And honestly, the foul shooters out there, Sapp is the one with the worst numbers. But remember, Cal's in the double bonus. So if they happen to make the first, then they have an opportunity to tie it. Cordell gets the inbounds. 20 to shoot. 32 seconds left. Here we go. And Jusik with it. To Jabby. Jabby going in the corner. It's stolen away. And a foul called here against Jabby. 20.8 seconds left.
And that's just good defense by Clarion. Jabby was trying to find an open man around the baseline, couldn't find it. And on this play right here, the two Clarion defenders converged. And that right there was Grumley, just had his hands up, ready to block it. And now they're gonna get the opportunity to put a couple more points up on the board as Anthony is gonna go to the line.
He's a 93.8% foul shooter this season. It is only a 1-and-1 though, be aware of that. Anthony's first is good. Makes it a 3-point game. If he scores this next one, it's 2 possessions. And California has to score the next time they get the ball to have any chance. Anthony's second, up, is good. A timeout taken by California again with 20.8 seconds to go.
That was huge. 2-possession game now. California has to go up the court very quickly. I definitely have to get the 2 points. And then you have to foul and hope that they don't make both, because you have to, with the limited time, it's tough. You're down by 4 with a 2-possession game. It makes it difficult.
Now, again, we've seen crazy things happen over our time calling games together, and basketball's a crazy sport. Who's to say California won't go out there, make a 3, foul somebody, and we've already seen a 4-point play earlier in this game with Cordell Smith. Clarion has to be careful. If California makes a 3 and they foul somebody, then this really starts to get interesting, because California still has one more foul to give, before Clarion's in the double bonus. So they're still only shooting 1-and-1s, most likely the rest of this contest. Very huge plays coming up.
And you got to be careful if you're California, then in that case, who you foul, because Anthony, you don't want to foul him. We saw his percentages and how good he is from the free throw stripe.
You may want to foul Andrews or Akeem Williams. And Shusik inbounds it to Cordell Smith. California has to move quickly. Cordell Smith, 15 to shoot. Cordell Smith goes to the hoop, layup, it's good. 2-point game. California gonna try a takeaway first. And now we're gonna have a foul called on Jabby against Anthony. They call the foul before they even get the inbounds in, and that's not the guy you wanna foul, like you said, Damon.
Not in that case at all, and I'm not sure what Jabby was thinking going around. I know he had to cover Anthony the best he could, but you just gotta be careful. You don't wanna foul somebody like that, because now he has a chance 1-and-1, and we saw what he did last time, making both.
It is a 1-and-1. He has to make the first to get a second opportunity. 2-point game, 11.6 left. The first is good.
Now, big second opportunity right here, and if there is a miss, California quickly has to get up and go for that three.
And it is good. 4-point game again. California with 11.6 seconds. Jabby will bring it up. Jabby, Cordell Smith, spins around, goes to the hoop, layup, no good. Oh, that's a goaltending. It will count, 1.9 seconds left, as Akeem Williams came in there and took it away as it was trying to fall in. And that's for Cordell Smith, 2 for him. 1.9 seconds left. Now you have to foul before the inbounds. I would foul Akeem Williams here. Foul somebody. It's going to be a double bonus right now. Foul somebody before they get the inbounds away. We're going to see Laugen come in for Williams here. Now they have their worst free throw shooter, Andrews, throwing in the inbounds.
Smart play by Clarion, and now
Miller in for Richard Smith.
Another substitution, so we'll see who California decides to foul.
Laugen is fouled with 0.9 seconds left on the year, 87.5%. Honestly, the best move here for California, their hopes, is if he misses the first.
Right. And either way, with the time remaining, there's no way that California can get it up close to the basket unless they get a heave of a pass that makes it there. And they're able to get the two, so.
The first is good. His first point of the night may have just sealed it.
One more still remaining, and this is the big one. If this is made, pretty much all she wrote for this.
The second is good as well, and like you said, that's probably all she wrote. Cal will inbound it. Cordell Smith just heaves it. It'll be well short, and California, after battling all game, falls to the Clarion Golden Eagles 68-64. Damon, this game back and forth all night, but again, California, those critical moments, can't come up with Lady Luck on their side.
And in this kind of loss like this, you do have to think back sometimes to those missed opportunities. And it was those that could have cost California the game, but in the end, Clarion did execute. And like I said, the team that made the last mistake could have come out on the short end.
So California, their playoff hopes really starting to die out with this loss. They still have a few more critical contests coming up to see whether or not they can get in, including this coming Wednesday, UPJ at Cal. For Damon Madsen, I'm Zach Prosba for our entire CUTV crew. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.